What's up? Jason Pelligra. Welcome to Face Off, where we take two films with a common thread, put them against each other, and boom, at the end there's a winner. In the early 80s, two classic ghost films came out. They were polar opposites in the way of one being methodical, quiet, intellectual, and rife with suspense, while the other slammed on the drums, turned up to 11, and made millions. Years later, which one continues to haunt in the battle of spooky houses? The Changeling or Poltergeist? Let's get right down to it. We got a lot to cover. Scary. The Changeling was scary. It built suspense the old school style, layering story and characters with believable scenarios. There were several legit holy shit moments in this film. Poltergeist was like an amusement park ride that doesn't go too high. It's fun, you ride it over and over, but it doesn't really scare you. As a child, it freaked the hell out of me, but nowadays, the overdone FX makes it kind of like a Ghostbusters-y film. Alright, this is an important category for ghost films. Let's go to the scoreboard. Changeling, 8. Poltergeist, 6. Next up, let's omit sexy and focus on cast. George C. Scott commands the screen as he usually does, and it's a good thing as he's 98% of this film. While Poltergeist doesn't offer much either in sex, JoBeth Williams, laying on a bed smoking a joint, throws a few bones the audience's way. Again, omitting sexy, before he was coach, Craig T. Nelson joins JoBeth Williams as the likable set of parents, and while Heather O'Rourke is adorable, her bro is a bit meh. Zelda Rubinstein makes the casting a bit diverse as she plays the head cheese medium brought in to tackle the ghosts. So basically, I just pissed away the sexiness in this films. Let's go to the scoreboard anyway. Changeling, 5. Poltergeist, 6. All right, filmmaking was big in both these films. Let's go to it because I'm excited about this category. The filmmaking in Changeling is very 70s, despite it being an 80s film. It was raw and dark and cold, all in a good way. The use of camera movement, light, and sound in this film is as great as it gets, and it's all the director's vision. Poltergeist was a very well shot film, but it definitely had more of an 80s feel rather than 70s. Not that that is bad. It more or less had mass appeal, a pretty look, a Spielberg staple even when he's just producing. It lacked the grit, and considering Tobe Hooper of Texas Chainsaw Massacre was at the helm, that seems a little shocking. That being said, apparently Spielberg made life pretty miserable for Hooper as a director, constantly questioning him and taking exception with his direction. And when you think about it, Poltergeist does look a little bit more like E.T. than it does Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Well, wasn't that a spicy meatball? Let's go to the filmmaking scoreboard. The Changeling, 8. Poltergeist, 6. Alright, next up, General Plotsky. Plot. The Changeling is about a composer. You might want to leave that in, I don't know. The Changeling is about a composer who loses his family in tragic fashion, moves away, and rents a giant house where he wishes to immerse himself in his music. He notices many disturbing occurrences that would have most people running for the hills, but he stays to uncover the mystery as to why, in fact, is the reason he is being haunted.
What is it doing? Why is it trying to reach me?
Poltergeist takes an everyday typical suburban family who is, unbeknownst to them, living upon a graveyard. No biggie. But when their daughter, played by the adorable and late Heather O'Rourke, goes missing, they call in paranormal experts to help get her back. Let's go to the plot scoreboard, as both these have very, very different plots despite the similar theme. The Changeling, 7. Poltergeist, 7. Alright, it's a little tricky to break down an antagonist in ghost films, but let's do it. For the Changeling, we have a disabled ghost boy with a beef. And in Poltergeist, you have a bunch of poltergeists ranging from trees to clowns to energy monsters and a TV. Alright, let's go to the scoreboard. We've got Changeling at 5, Poltergeist at 7. Alright, next up, kills. Usually not too many in ghost films, so let's see how this category plays out. Like most haunted house films, kills are few. Changeling does have a few, however. It's hard to get really excited about the kills in this film. That being said, the horrifying truck accident that takes away George C. Scott's wife and kid was very disturbing. Poltergeist really doesn't have kills. It almost had a man succumbing to his skin falling off, which was traumatizing as a kid, but we got past that. But as for kills, this isn't the place for that. All right, let's go to the scoreboard. Changeling, 4. Poltergeist, 0. All right, what's more important than a setting for a ghost story? Well, I guess a good writing, but let's go to the setting. Set in Seattle, but filmed in Vancouver, The Changeling is wet looking and very uncomfortable in a good way. It sets the tone. The giant house has good atmosphere, but I have seen better. Some sets are downright freaky, and again, that is always great. Poltergeist was my neighborhood growing up. It was a lot of ours. It was always something that was very relatable. The film setting, the parents were my parents' age. I was the kids' age. I was sucked into a TV when I was a kid. Okay, maybe not. All right, Poltergeist setting is great because it appears to be benign and so much crap hits the fan. All right, both settings were very different, but very effective in this film. So let's go to the scoreboard and see which one got the edge. Changeling, 7. Poltergeist, 8. Poltergeist got the edge. One of the hardest things to do in a ghost story is come up with a good ending. An ending that fits. An ending where you either all win or you all lose, but whatever, an ending that works. Let's find out what happened. Let's see how this ends. The Changeling kept the mystery going all film long, and it had you. Combination of Scott's acting, storytelling, and the scares. In the end, it felt like it was a little bit of a letdown. It reached too far and it didn't need to. A burning house with a newly revealed changeling, a senator no less, was excessive, and it makes the film lose its eerie feel in place of a big blockbuster style ending. Poltergeist had a double ending. Spoiler alert. When they get their daughter back, you get this false sense of security thinking that all is well, but then things get messed up again and again. Like The Changeling, there is a big ass ending, but Poltergeist builds to that, so you almost need it. Some cheesy effects kill the mood, but overall, the panic-driven ending was strong. All right, let's go see how the ending did for both of these films. Changeling, 5. Poltergeist, 8. All right, this one's closed, so after a hard-fought battle, let's see who won. Not a bottle, not a hard-fought bottle, hard-fought battle. Let's see who came out on top. It was The Changeling, 49. Poltergeist, 48, making The Changeling the ghost champion. At the end of the day, we learn a valuable lesson that we probably already know about ghost stories. Less is more. All right, until next time, I'm Jason Pelligra. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Face Off. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notifications tab, comment below, let us know. Do you agree? Also, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and all the other good social medias.